they get here. So we're going to get started in Sukhasana, easy seated pose today. So whatever is a comfortable seated position for you. As far as props for at home, if you want to grab a pillow and a blanket, and then if you have blocks, great. If not, that's okay. You can also just like fold up a towel or a blanket for support sometimes. So whatever you want to have, and then yeah, you can keep your camera on or have it off. It's totally up to you. So as we arrive in our practice today, just take a couple of moments to settle in. Find your sit bones, your hips in contact with the floor, placing your hands on your knees or in your lap, just resting comfortably. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Reach the crown towards the sky. And just come into the breath. Just taking a couple of cleansing breaths here in through the nose. Exhaling, sighing out through the mouth. Again, gently through the nose. Exhale, release. See if you can let your jaw relax and all the tiny muscles in your face. And just notice your breath. Notice if you are holding any tension in the belly. See if you can soften here. Allow the breath to flow naturally. Today we are working on our practice of meeting our anger as a messenger. So our practices last month were on releasing anxiety and cultivating presence. And this month our practices are focused on releasing anger and fostering inner peace in our mind, in our body, and in our spirit. We're working with the Reiki principle as a mantra of just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not be angry. And as we use our mantras and affirmations in our practice, just noticing how our relationship changes to that throughout our practice and throughout the entire month, as long as you continue to practice this. And anger is a valid emotion, it's a natural emotion. And so when we come to this mantra and to this principle, we aren't looking to bypass or suppress our anger. Instead, to notice and create space and to really explore it and meet it with compassion. So the invite here today is to notice if there is anger residing in your body anywhere. As you begin to arrive in your practice, coming into the space and coming into the body, noticing the sensations that arise. If there's anywhere within you, anything that you're angry or upset about today, and maybe setting an intention to just take a look at that, to reflect, and to learn to listen to the sensations in the body that arise when we are angry. Maybe it's heat in the face, or tightness in the hands, or the chest, the heart space, and to meet those spaces with loving kindness. If there's an intention that you would like to set for your practice today, something that you would like to let go of that maybe you're upset about, something that you would like to honor, maybe honoring your anger and finding gratitude for that messenger that tells us that something needs attention. Whatever that is today, just taking a moment here to place that in the space of your heart. place it in the space of your practice. We'll begin with just some gentle shrugging of the shoulders up towards the ears and then rolling them down. Often we carry anger in our shoulders and our hips. So that's what our practice is going to be focused on today. Just start by warming up the shoulders and just feeling into that space, rolling them gently up towards the ears and down the back, and then maybe going the opposite way. I'm just checking in if there's any tightness in the shoulders or in the neck, inviting those areas to release. Some gentle neck rolls, bringing the chin towards the chest. And on the inhale, just drawing the right ear towards the right shoulder. Exhaling back through center, chin to chest. Inhaling left ear to the left shoulder. And back through center at your own pace. Just noticing any sensations arising in the neck or in the shoulders as you roll the neck. And if you want to go all the way around, you can, or you can keep that half circle. And notice the breath. Let it flow without trying to control it. Hold on to it. And we'll come back through center and circle sweep the arms up, and we'll interlace the fingers and then just release the pointer fingers and cross the thumb. We're reaching our fingertips towards the sky, hugging the biceps in towards the ears and drawing the shoulders down at the same time. Lengthening here on the inhale, and then on the exhale, going to the right. Reaching over to the right, anchoring the left hip down. Inhaling, lengthening a little through the center. Exhale, shifting over to the left, rooting that right hip down. So anchoring down through the hip. We inhale, come back through center, and then exhale to the opposite side. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the left side and just hold here. We'll release the left hand down, reach the right fingertips towards the side of the room. Roll the right shoulder back, down away from the ear. Lengthening through the right side body. And breathing and reaching through the fingertips. Inhaling, coming back through center. We'll wrap that right arm under the left, coming into eagle arms. You can wrap here, or you can just hold on to the shoulders if that's more comfortable. If you have the arms wrapped here, you want the elbows to be moving away from the body, moving away from the floor. So elbows up, then hands moving away from the face, and forearms pressed together. Notice the opening in the back side of the shoulders here. We lengthen through the spine, lifting the rib cage. Reaching through the crown, rooting down through the head. Breathe here. And then we'll tuck the chin in towards the chest, Rounding forward just a little here. Rounding the spine. 5 breaths here. Really broaden through with the backside of the shoulders, through the backside of the heart space. Unwind the arms, walk the hands out in front, just softening towards the earth a little more. Can come up onto the fingertips or palms can be placed on the earth. And walk the hands back. Uncross the legs and cross them the opposite direction. And then we'll do the same sequence on the other side. So we'll sweep the arms up, interlacing the fingers, releasing the pointer fingers, crossing the thumb, biceps towards the ears, stretching skyward, lengthening on the inhale. On the exhale, tilting to the right, inhaling back through center. Exhale, tilting to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Back through center, lengthening. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Reach to the right. Root that left hip down. And drop the right hand down to the mat. Reach through the fingertips a little further. Lengthening and opening the left side body. Last breath, inhaling, coming back through center. Both arms come up. Sweep that left arm under the right this time, wrapping in the opposite direction. And notice this side you may feel different and want to just hug the shoulders. That's okay. Elbows floating away from the earth, hands away from the face. Opening through the back side of the shoulders by squeezing the forearms together. Take a couple of breaths here. Lengthening each time we inhale, each time we exhale, releasing from the shoulders any tension, any stress and anger we might be holding here. Chin to chest, bow forward gently. Five breaths here. Exhale, unwind the arms or uncross them. Walk the hands out, coming onto the fingertips or to the palms and bowing forward a little deeper. On the inhale, walk the hands back, coming up nice and slow. come into a deer pose. So we'll bring the right shin parallel to the top of your mat and your left shin parallel to the side. And instead of doing a twisted deer like we've done before a couple of times, we're just going to come forward over the right shin. So we'll find some length in our spine, reaching our crown, and notice this back hip is going to lift off the mat as you walk the hands out. That's okay. Think about rooting the right hip down and keeping it pressed in contact with the mat. So we'll lengthen here, reaching out, walking the hands out till you begin to feel that stretch in the right hip, wherever that is for you. And then coming towards the earth, coming to the forearms, or you can stay here up on the hands if that feels better to you. We won't be here for a long period of time like in yin. It'll just be for about 45 seconds or so. There's just enough time for us to breathe into this space, to notice the sensations that are there. Notice how this hip feels. See if you can soften those sensations with the breath. And then walk the hands back, coming all the way up. And we'll just walk the hands behind us. A little bit of a counter stretch here. So you're feeling more of that internal rotation on the left side, stretching through the side of the left hip here. Walking the hands back. We'll switch to the opposite side. We'll take a few windshield wiper motions first with the knees back and forth. Nice and slow. Feeling into those hip joints. And then as you move into the opposite side, I'm going to do this a little different so that I'm not facing away from people online, but bringing your left shin parallel to the side of a short side of your mat, likely, and then the right shin parallel to the long side of your mat. And again, finding length and rooting down through the base of your spine. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Relax the jaw. Our jaw is connected to our hips. So sometimes we tighten our jaw when our hips are tight and holding a lot of tension. And when we relax the jaw, we can also relax the hips a little more. So see if you can relax the jaw here. Lengthen through the spine. Walk the hands out. Find where you feel that sensation in the left hip and then lower down if you'd like, or stay up on the hands. And just notice how it probably feels a little different on one side than the other. That's perfectly normal and okay. Our bodies are different each day, and different sides of our bodies hold tension in different ways. And breathing here, coming to our mantra for today. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not be angry. Let the exhale soften any anger or frustration that might be held in the hip. And the inhale, we'll walk the hands back, coming all the way up. We'll bring both legs out long in front of us. You may want to have a block here or something to support your forehead. We'll be flexing the toes towards the body and taking a forward fold. So you may want to sit up on a blanket to bring a little height to the hips. Sometimes that helps. Have a little bend in the knees here. That's okay too. You can place a blanket under here if you'd like. As we lengthen the spine on the inhale, drop the shoulders down, shoulder blades together, opening through the heart space. Just reconnect with that intention if you've set one at the beginning of your practice. Coming back to the heart. Then we'll walk the hands out until you meet some type of resistance, and then let the head hang heavy. Or this is where the blocks come in. If you'd like to stack the blocks in some way to support your forehead here, you can. Or you can just let gravity do its thing, drawing the crown of the head towards the earth. Just allow the spine to round and your gaze to turn inwards, just noticing your inner landscape. What's happening there? What are the stories there, maybe? Letting anything you've been carrying around, any past hurt or frustrations, roll off the shoulders. On the inhale, walking the hands back, coming all the way up. We'll meet in tabletop. So if you'd like to use your blanket for a little bit of cushion for the knees, you can. That blanket's folded weird. So in tabletop, our knees are stacked under our hips and wrists are stacked under the shoulders. Tops of the feet press into the mat. Palms press into the mat. And we'll begin with some cat-cows. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Gaze comes forward, tailbone rises. Exhale, pressing into the palms, into the earth. Rounding the spine, tuck the tailbone. Gaze comes towards the navel. Inhaling into cow as you drop the belly. Tailbone comes skywards. Maybe the gaze comes a little bit higher this time. Maybe not. Exhale, rounding through the backside of the heart space, through the shoulders. Drawing the navel in towards the spine gently. Inhale, coming back into cow and just beginning to move through these at your own pace and using this next minute or so to just check in with all the areas of your body, the shoulders, the hips, the edges of your body. Notice, if you need to take any other movement, if circling the hips or feeling more into the shoulders or the rib cage, letting the head hang here and maybe just taking a little no or a yes. Stretching through the neck if that feels good. Some free movement time here. Just checking in with our breath and our body. Releasing any energy that has been stored here that we no longer need. And we'll come back through center and come down to the forearms, taking that same cat-cow motion, and just notice how this feels a little different, how it feels different in the spine, what different sensations arise. Inhaling, just the tailbone rises, gaze comes forward. Exhale, press through the forearm. Tuck the tailbone, round through the shoulders. Move through a couple of these. Notice just that slight change, how our position changes the sensations in our body. Maybe that can be somewhat like our relationship to anger. If we just create a little space, we shift a little, maybe we can have a new perspective and see things differently. And then we'll come back through center and bring the big toes together. Walk the knees out towards the edges of the mat. And then walk the arms back, bringing the hips towards the heels, sinking down into a wide-legged child's pose, Balasana. Walk the hands out, fingertips tent on the mat. So we're creating some space between our arms and the earth. And then bring the chest, the heart center through, stretching through the shoulders, bringing the forehead towards the mat. It's okay if it doesn't get there. We're just wanting to bring the heart space through the shoulders, stretching through the front side, opening the heart space. 5 breaths here. On that last breath, bring the gaze towards the fingertips. Walk the hands back. We'll tuck the toes coming into hero's pose or toe squat. We tuck the toes underneath, and you can stay here with your hands on the mat, or if you'd like a little deeper sensation and stretch in the soles of the feet, you can walk the hands back, coming all the way up. Again, we won't be here very long. It can be a little intense, so if you need to come back down, bringing the hands to the mat, you can. You're in this upright position. Try to bring the shoulders away from the ears, relax the jaw, reach the crown skyward, calm to the breath. Just notice if it feels a little more labored, maybe lean forward a little, keeping that length in the spine, taking a little pressure off. Five, breathing 4, 3, 2, And one, release and tap the feet out on the mat. Next, we'll move into just a little bit of core engagement, just connecting you with your center, with your place of empowerment in your solar plexus. This is our energy center where we find strength and resilience and feel empowered in our choices. So when we're feeling angry sometimes, we feel like we are maybe out of control or that we've lost our power, a boundary's been crossed, or something's activated us and we don't feel like we're centered. So just take a moment here before we begin and just see if you can connect with that space just below the rib cage and above the navel. Just draw your awareness into that space. As you draw the navel gently in towards the spine, this doesn't have to be a really significant engagement, just a little bit of awareness here as we draw the spine in, or draw the navel into the spine. And then we'll reach out with our right hand and left leg extends, reaching through the left toes, right fingertips. 3, 2, 1, release. Opposite side, reconnect with that space at the center. Take a breath and then reach left fingertips out, right leg reaches back, lifting towards the sky a little, engaging the lower back. 3, 2, 1, release. And coming back into the other side, reaching through the right fingertips. Left foot reaches back, lengthening through that leg. Reaching on the inhale, on the exhale, draw the left knee to the right elbow. Inhale, reaching out. Exhale, knee and elbow meet. Inhale, reach, last one. Exhale, draw them together. Nice and slow. And release. Take a couple of cat-cows here in the middle before we switch. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Tailbone rises. Exhale, round. Tuck the tailbone. Just a couple of rounds here. We'll come back through center. Re-engage with your core, drawing the navel in and drawing your awareness to that space of the solar plexus. Taking a breath in through the nose. Exhale, release. Draw the navel in. And on the inhale, reach the left fingertips out. Right leg extends. Exhale, knee and elbow meet or come towards each other. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, coming together. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come through center. And release. Sit back on the heels. Take out the hands. Release the wrists. Maybe do some wrist circles here. Take a moment here. Just check in with your body and notice how you're feeling about midway through our practice. Just a little inventory. Is there anywhere in your body that you were holding tension that feels a little more open? Anything you've noticed about the sensations that arise in the body without judgment, just taking note, finding a moment to pause here. And then we'll come to our back on the mat. So if you'd like the blanket there for support, you can have it there. And we'll lay all the way down. Just have our knees bent, feet hip distance apart. We'll just take a couple of those windshield wiper motions with the knees back and forth. And we'll draw both knees in towards the body, giving them a little squeeze, a little rock side to side, massaging the lower back. Interlace the fingers on the right side, on the shin, pulling the right knee in, lengthen the left leg out, reaching through the sole of the left foot, and let the heel drop to the mat. Relaxing through the left hip, drawing the right knee in, stretching through the right side. Bring the shoulders under you. Tuck the chin in towards the chest and lengthen through the back of the neck. It might feel good here to just take a little rock with that knee back and forth. And bring the left leg back in, knee bent, left foot on the mat near the hip. We have that left foot anchoring down into the mat. Our right knee is still drawn in towards the body. We'll take a half happy baby here. So we're just going to bring the right sole of the foot towards the ceiling. You can grab on to the back of the right leg if you want. You can grab on with your first two fingers, your peace fingers, wrapping around that big toe or the outside of the foot. Whatever feels more comfortable here for you, wherever you can grab on. You can leave that left foot planted, or you can let the left knee kind of flop open here, being a counterweight or counterbalance. And just take a gentle rock here, drawing that knee down towards the earth, stretching a little deeper into that side. And release the grip on the right foot, hugging that right knee in again and drawing the left knee in as well. Make some little circles with the knees, just placing your hands on the kneecaps and just circling the knees around one way and then the other, nourishing that joint. Then we'll interlace the fingers on the left side, maybe on the left shin, drawing that knee in, extending the right leg out, reaching through the sole of the right foot and then dropping that heel down, letting the right side relax, squeezing the left knee in towards the body. Shoulders pressing down to the mat. Maybe a gentle rock here. And we'll walk that right foot back in, right knee bent, foot presses into the mat. And then finding that half happy baby on the opposite side, grabbing on wherever you can. Left foot as if it's walking on the sky. Left knee drawing down towards the earth. Right knee can flop open a little. And find a little bit of movement here. A little gentle rock, side to side. Maybe you want to lengthen that left leg out a little, bending and then straightening the knee. Whatever movement feels good. And release your grip on the left side. Bring both legs out long, arms overhead, reaching through the fingertips and through the toes, lengthening the spine, taking a big stretch here. And release the arms down to the sides. Walk the feet in towards the hips. Bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall open for Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined butterfly pose. You can bring your blocks or whatever support you have under your thighs or your knees if you'd like a little support there, or you can just let gravity pull your knees towards the earth. You can place the hands on the rib cage or on the belly or at your sides. And just take a moment here to just rest, tune back into the breath. The rise and fall of the heart space, the softening of the belly. Noticing if there's any remaining tension in the body, anything you'd like to investigate with kindness, of course. These are affirmations. So in these practices, we use a mantra, which is a shorter statement that we can use, or we also use affirmations. And so this affirmation in the same way, just noticing how your relationship shifts to it throughout your practices this month or just today, how you feel as you recite it, if there's some resistance or if it resonates with you. And our affirmation for this month is, I release anger with compassion. I am at peace in the present moment. I release anger with compassion. I am at peace in the present moment. Let that settle in the body. You can stay here if you'd like, or find another resting posture for the guided meditation portion of our practice today. So, however you would like to rest, you can come into Shavasana if you'd like, bringing the legs out long. You can grab a blanket, maybe have your bolster under the knees for a little more support. And just take a moment to settle into rest, to receive, taking a cleansing breath in through the nose, and then exhaling and sighing it out, and just releasing the practice today, releasing anything that did or didn't happen as expected. Allow the body to rest and relax, let go of any distractions or worry, any worries from the outside world, outside of the space and time. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and just noticing the air filling the lungs, filling the belly, and the breath flowing down through your feet into the earth as you exhale. And maybe just beginning to envision roots growing down through the soles of your feet into the earth, grounding energies that you've released during your practice today. Each exhale, the body relaxes a little more. And draw your awareness to the heart space, beginning to connect with your life force energy within you, with Reiki energy, this loving essence that is within all living things, that is always with you. Feel its warmth, compassionate healing begin to move into any spaces within your body that may be holding on to anger, frustration, judgment about your anger. And just coming back to our mantra just for today, I will not be angry. Remembering that Anger is natural, it's common, it can be very powerful. It's a messenger in our body that tells us when a boundary has been crossed, we have unmet needs, or maybe we're frustrated. If we create some space with the breath, we pause, we can listen to the root of our anger. And in time, we can learn to practice responding from a place of compassion, peace, instead of reaction, reducing the harm that we may cause ourselves or others. Take a moment here to reflect on any anger or resentment that you may be holding on to. Without judgment, observe how it feels in your body. And then maybe place your hand on your heart or on your solar plexus or anywhere else that feels tense or tight. Invite that energy to flow into these spaces, to soften and release any discomfort, allowing it to dissolve the weight of anger, making room for patience and compassion. Finding the space to connect with our loving essence through Reiki helps us soften the intensity of anger. We can create space between our emotions and the actions we choose to take. And within this space, we can respond with more compassion and loving kindness. And just for today, we can meet our anger with awareness. We can transform it into a source of strength, into wisdom. As we begin to close today's practice, take a moment to reflect on what you've experienced, how it felt to connect with your energy during your practice today. Acknowledge any anger that came up for you. Notice how maybe that lives in your body and how it can influence your thoughts rather than resisting it or suppressing it. Thinking about how you can continue to work with it and to meet it with compassion. Begin to deepen your breath, bringing awareness into the body, the space. Taking any final movements that you need here. And slowly making your way to a seated position. Let's take a moment with our hands near our heart space in some way. You can come into prayer pose, or you can place the hands over the heart, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Just taking this last moment for gratitude, coming into the heart space, finding gratitude for our bodies moving through this practice in any way whatsoever, for the time and space to come to our mat, and to come to ourselves, to meet our anger as a messenger, as a friend. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice this evening. May you walk in loving kindness. May you share your unique gift. May you remember your true essence is love. Thank you.